live.
Welcome to War Commander Watchtower. Today is a special day. We are transitioning to HTML5 on the beta version. And we have a special guest today, Adele, that will answer some questions that we may have. And he will read us through the notes that comes from Kixeye about HTML5. Let me present the panel. And first, I can start with chat. Can you unmute and say hello?
Hello.
Hello. And we have Disco. Can you unmute and say hello?
Hello.
Anxiety. Can you unmute and say hello?
Yes, I can. Hello.
Hello, hello. Jeffrey. Can you
Mr.
unmute and
Jeffrey.
say
Hello. Back to mutant.
okay? Then we have Doomsday.
Hey.
Hello, hello. My other computer just went down. I don't know why, but so I cannot see the side chat. Scott, can you unmute and say hello?
Hello.
Then we have Ghost Rider
Hello.
and our
Yourself.
oh yeah, and I want to say hello. And then we have Adele. Can you say hello to the panel?
Do I have to?
Hello, hello, hello. Well, I'm excited. What about you guys?
Eh.
Silence.
Everyone is screaming internally of excitement.
I'm excited. I cannot wait.
I'm excited.
Didn't I say last week I'll take the fifth?
Fourth, third, and first and second.
Yeah. And well, let's go through it then. Are you ready, Adele?
Okay, just 1 second to start screen sharing. And I should be screen sharing now, so if you can highlight me.
Okay. Bonsai, you can turn yours off.
Okay.
I did mean to say thanks to Adele for coming on. It's very much appreciated.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, no worries. So is it caught up now?
Yeah, just F11 if you haven't. Makes it bigger.
Wait.
You got an F11 on your screen. There you go. You got it.
Okay.
Go for it, honey.
Okay, so the following changes and fixes are being applied in the Thursday, September 17th update. So events, we have Showdown. Survive against waves of enemies using only your heroes to win XP. Completing all 4 Showdown bases grants a massive XP bonus, bonus XP prize, and increases your XP combo boost. Stack multiple XP combo boosts on top of each other by restarting Showdown and playing again. Unlock base 4 by defeating bases 1 to 3.
Now, can you increase the size of that so it's bigger, or?
I'm not sure I can do that, but hang on.
Yeah.
Let me.
Just one more. Yeah.
There you go. Beautiful. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Be sure to get the new Hades hero, Matt. Not the Matt that we know, of course.
Not the yellow we know.
No, obviously not. With a proven ability to perfect existing corpus tech, Matt has modified his Hades with a machine gun in addition to his AA cannon, allowing him to target both ground and high altitude units. Starts September 18th at 10 a.m. PDT and ends September 21st at 10 a.m. PDT. Content changes. HTML5 beta. The wait is over and the HTML5 beta is finally here. By pressing the Enable HTML5 client button above the game, you'll be playing through the beta. All the information of how to take part in the beta, where to get updates, and how to report bugs can be found here. We'll go to that in a minute. Gear Store, now available in the Gear Store, the Aggressor and all its techs. In addition, we've added the Bishop Fervor Aura. The Fervor Aura, in case you don't know, is the aura that buffs the charge rate on units such as, for example, sharpshooters, Prophet, um, those kind of units. Uh, no, the Harpies aren't included, they are reload. Anyway, so you get the idea of what the Fervor Aura is.
Yeah.
Uh, the Harbinger. With this Friday's Shadow Ops phase, you'll be able to unlock the Harbinger unique after earning all 8 parts. This high-altitude plane is equipped with an orbital laser capable of melting anything it sets its eye on. The chat. With the release of HTML5 beta, we've also made some visual improvements to the chat window.
Woohoo!
So once you load in the beta, you can see the new chat interface and see how beautiful it is.
I
Yes.
heard a
I'm looking
rumor that
forward
they
to
had
that.
to completely rebuild it.
Um, I have never heard any Kexai officials say that, so I'm gonna say that's a rumor and not to be trusted.
So come in now. You can all start.
Hey, Yellow.
Hello.
And all.
It will probably look similar to War Pirates.
I haven't seen Battle Pirates, so I don't know. So we're moving on to the engineering diary of HTML5 beta launch. Our longtime engineer Nick Sai has a special announcement for all our commander. He says, "Greetings, commanders. This is a big week. As many of you are aware, we recently made a big change to our game, the removal of AI Box, our client-side battle simulation. As we mentioned, the goal of this change was to remove a hefty chunk of cross-compiled code that stood in the way of porting the game to HTML5, which is a necessary step toward Commander's future. For more information about AI box removal, see my episode of Drake's Dungeon for a breakdown of what was involved. And there's the link here if you click here.
Okay.
Today,
Question real
today,
quick.
sure.
Okay. For those who don't know who that person is, could you kind of give an idea who Nixai is to them as far as in
Um,
the HTML5 portion?
Sure. So Nixai is one of the long-time engineers that have been working with the company for a very long time, like almost ever since the game launched. War Commander speaking.
That'd be at least 7
Uh,
years.
Bring back swag.
Never. So so he worked on almost everything, like from almost every feature in this game, every bug that was fixed, every uh, piece of code that has been written on this game he had a hand in it or he saw it before. So he's like one of the few engineers that is still with us today in the game that ever since launch. And from what I have interacted with him, he's like one of the best guys you can talk to at all. Like he always keeps it straight, no left and right, that sort of stuff. So, and he's on Discord. If you should see him a bit more prevalent now with the HTML5 coming up, because if you go to the AI Box bug report channel, it's now changed to HTML5 beta bug reports. So you can report any bugs you come across on both the Discord and the forums here. And just because if we don't respond to your post on the forums, doesn't mean we didn't see it. Us, the moderators, and the community manager always keep an eye out on the forums, and we take these reports, try to replicate them ourselves, and then pass them up to QA for additional information or reproducing if needed.
Question on top of
Okay.
that. If they could
Sure.
provide a video or a snapshot, is there either one that they would prefer to put with the bug? At all?
There is a segment for that in this post or the post after that, so we'll get to that.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so today I'm here to tell you about what's next, the upcoming release of our HTML5 beta. Why are we doing this? War Commander was originally written in ActionScript 3, AS3 for short, compiled to Flash. As many of you are aware, Flash is reaching its end of life. Adobe creators of Flash have declared that it will no longer be supported or maintained after 2020. That means War Commander must transition in order to have a long future for our players. A while back, we put together a team of engineers to work on the porting efforts to ensure they will be completed well before the end of the year. This team also worked on the port for Battle Pirates and have learned a lot along the way, which has proven to be great benefit for the port of War Commander. Any questions for this segment, whether from the panel or on the side chat?
Are they going to change their proxy server with this too? Or are they still using the one from 1980?
Um, I mean, that's pretty straightforward. So obviously, we're still going to use the one from 1980.
I don't. I'm just saying. It seems like it was from 1980. I don't know what year their proxy server is exactly, but a better proxy server to fix that would probably help them too.
Yep, go ahead, mute up, fun.
There's nothing on side chat, Adele.
Okay, cool.
Thank you, Jeff.
What does it mean to port the game? In short, War Commander can no longer exist as a Flash game. The entire client-side codebase has to be converted to another language format so that it can run on a more modern platform. This is a gargantuan task for a codebase the size of War Commander, which is made up of thousands of files, many of which consist of thousands of lines of codes. In order to make this possible, we did a lot of research before concluding that we would do this conversion using a language called HAX that can be compiled translated to many different languages, one of which is HTML5. We've chosen HTML5 because it has rich support and we expect it to have a long future. Anything for this segment?
Do they use hacks? Do they use hacks for Battle Pirates too, or just for this one?
I believe it's the same process for both.
Cool. So it should be smoother.
Yeah. So for next segment, didn't you convert to HTML5 when you removed AI box? That was asked quite a lot. Not yet. No, it was a necessary step toward porting the game, but it was not actually a port. The game as it currently exists is still a Flash game. AI box consisted of C++ code that was cross-compiled into ActionScript bytecode. This implementation of the client-side battle simulation made a lot of sense when it was created, but would be near impossible to port to HTML5. We looked into various possibilities of doing so, and the conclusion was that it would be better to actually remove it and re-implement a client-side battle simulation. This was, in and of itself, a heavy task. Previously, every interaction in battle was simulated in parallel between the client and the server, with various sync messages to make sure the simulations matched. In removing AI box, we switched to a more traditional client-server model, where the server does all the simulation and the client is 100% dependent on the messages from the server during battle. So we had to completely reinvent the client as far as battles were concerned. Luckily, while doing so, we were able to make some nice performance improvements as well. And while that was going on, we already had a team hard at work on the actual porting of the game to HTML5. Anything for this segment?
Nope.
On both the panel and side chat.
I have got a quick question actually, Adele. I don't if you know it actually. Because they've rewritten the whole of the game code, does that mean they've actually sorted out the issue with the Mind Factory? Where they could actually start changing some of that now?
The game didn't get taken apart and put back together again on HTML5. It was just the client, the AI box itself is what was removed and re-implemented. So the game itself, like as it was getting ported, the engineers were like fixing the code where it was not working right, or where it can work better than what it already is, and so on and so forth. The the Mind Factory thing is, all of it in itself is basically a rumor. Like there was never any issue with the landmines code as far as concerned. I talked to Nixai about it before. Like I kept hearing people saying that exact thing, and he said that is simply not true. It was just that no one no one made a move to make a change for it. Like the mines did percentile damage, which is like can easily kill any unit, even unique concern. Like you can see how easily it can kill a destroyer or a Sarkis or Ares even after the new tech he got. It can still do noticeable damage to him if he steps on a couple mines. So it, it it wasn't that it was the mine factor wasn't left just for that the code can't be changed. It's just that it was no one made an effort to like gave any ideas or pushed forward the idea of changing the mine factory. I heard before that Friendly Fixer proposed the idea of a minefield over and removing the mine factory, but that was just merely an idea that was floating around and never came to life. So no, it there was no any issues with the mine factory as far as code is concerned. It was just no one, I guess, pushed for any changes towards it. But who knows what the future has for it? Anything else?
Thank you. No, thank you.
No, there's nothing on side chat. Nutcracker is saying that the Mind Factory can't be changed.
That's not true. It can be changed, but just no one pushed for a change to it. I mean, we just saw recently the Mercs getting changed after what 3 years of being completely left to rot away.
Absolutely.
So,
yes.
so yeah, it's just a matter of when are they gonna make make a push for changes towards it.
I think the issue with it, I think a previous Kickside staff, obviously who's not there anymore, I think he mentioned something saying about the code, and that's where the rumours started. You know, with the players. I'm talking years ago here, but yeah, I'm glad you've clarified it.
I wasn't around back then, so I'm not sure. If anyone can give me a picture of it or anything, then I might be able to shed some light on it.
Yeah, no, thank you.
So, what is Hax and what does it have to do with HTML5? Hax is a modern programming language similar in form of ActionScript 3, which has the ability to be compiled, translated to many other languages. One of those languages, HTML5, is our target for the future of War Commander, for many reasons, including the longevity of the platform. We're investing heavily into War Commander's future. One of the other benefits of Hax is that it has a library called OpenFL that is compatible with much of the existing functionality in Flash. We can still use most of our existing assets, and the coding style is very familiar. So basically, it's about the same thing as Flash. It's just that it's not Flash.
It's similar coding, is what you mean. It's similar.
Somewhat, yeah. You said it was a gargantuan task. How are you getting it done in time? One of the other benefits of Hax is that there are existing tools that can do a dumb translation, in quotation marks, of the ActionScript 3 code into Hax code. That is, we can do a basic conversion from our existing AS3 code into Hax simply by running it through a tool. It's not a working conversion, however, so there was still a lot of work involved in getting the port into a working state. Luckily, we have a wonderful team of engineers who also worked on the port for Battle Pirates, and they learned a lot along the way. For one, they have made many improvements to the automatic conversion tool so that it outputs closer to production code. They've actually fixed flaws in the tool to make the translation better. For another, they've made many improvements to the OpenFL library to add more extensive support and compatibility. However, as mentioned, the automatic translation still does not put out production ready code. In fact, the automatic translation itself creates code that doesn't even compile. Oh, if only. Maybe someday in the distant future, code will write itself, but we're not there yet. Thus, the journey began fixing the translated code. Over the past few months, we've been hard at work fixing the automatic translation, making modifications so that it not only worked, but worked the way we expected it to. It was a good start, but there was a lot of work involved in getting to where we are now. The engineering QA teams have been digging through the game extensively to track down everything that's missing or working incorrectly, and putting together a fantastic port of the game. Uh, so what is essentially saying here is that um, the port of the HTML5 will open where like you heard sometimes where when you report something that it's not working this way, then the team comes in and says, well, it's a technical difficulty and or a technical limitation, so we can't do much about it, and that sort of stuff. While HTML5 is going to give the game other technical difficulties, it's also going to remove some of them. So it's going to be an interesting uh, battle, as Nick Sai put it. So we'll see how things work out.
Okay, Adele.
Yeah.
On side chat, Ryan would like to know how the mines can actually do so much damage to units with 150 million health.
Well, that's pretty simple. The mines do a percentage amount of damage, just like the way Chopper Company does to infantry. So if I remember correctly, the max level of mines deal about 33% of total health of your unit. So this is why you can see the destroyer dying to 3 mines. But for example, Ares without his tech can also die to 3 mines, but if you have the faction trait on it, then it can stand up to 7. With this tech that he had, it reduces damage that is taken from mines by 60%. So the 33% of damage that he takes gets reduced by 60%. So it gets down way lower, so it can survive quite a lot. Units, for example, like Ardra, and some of the other uniques have in there like what we call as hidden modifiers. These hidden modifiers include damage to mines on them. Like for example, Adam and Romero can stand quite a lot of mines on their own. They can even disable all the blow up all the mines, and they won't have gone down to half health.
Yeah.
So they have an innate resistance to mines, unlike, for example, the Juggernaut, the Warwick.
Yeah, and the Hive, etc. Yep.
Yeah, so on and so forth. So it's not that they buff their damage, it's just they deal a percentage amount of damage. So regardless, even if you had 1 billion health, it's still going to take 33% of that trillion health as damage.
Yeah.
Which makes it like unable to be left useless at all, because it's constantly dealing a percentage of damage, regardless of how much.
Doesn't matter how much health, it's a percentage of that health. Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing that can stop it is resistances that can combat that, the mines. So yeah.
I hope that helps, Ryan.
Anything else?
Nothing here at the moment. Adele, thank you very much for answering that.
Okay, no worries. What now? We're in the final stages. We're ready to put the game into your hands. So we're putting the HTML5 version into open beta. The Flash version is still fully functional. In the first stage of the beta, HTML5 will be completely opt-in, and the game will default to Flash unless you choose otherwise. So whenever you load the game up, it will always load it in Flash, unless you want to load into HTML5. You can click on the load HTML5 client, which we'll get in a bit. So whichever version you choose to play on, all of your progress will still be going on the same place. So no, even if you finish an upgrade on HTML5 and revert to Flash, it will sync in with both versions. So not because you did it on HTML5, then it won't carry over to the Flash version. Also, for those of you who choose to switch over to HTML5 at this stage, we will be taking your feedback and making improvements, bug fixes based on it. You can help shape the future of War Commander. As things move forward, we will eventually change the default to HTML5, but the Flash version will be maintained and available. Eventually, as Flash will no longer be supported, we will be turning it off and everyone will be playing in HTML5. Besides giving War Commander legs for the future, the conversion to HTML5 will give us some nice modern features that will also see performance improvements, particularly in rendering, which we would think you'll enjoy. It's been a long time coming, but we can't wait to show you what we've been working on. See you on the battlefield, Commanders. Nixai. And I
I
gotta
have
say, just one sec. I saw what it's like to be on the HTML5 version, and let me tell you, the amount of smoothness that it had compared to the Flash version is like really, really good. Like it's like if you switch, I'll probably bet that most of you that switch to HTML5 will probably never switch back to Flash version unless it's like it gets like a game crippling bug or something. So I'm looking forward to seeing everyone's reaction when they see the smoothness it has.
I have a little question, Adele.
Yep, sure.
For those people that are playing on Facebook and you have to download that little app with the Flash player. Is that meaning that they don't need that anymore when they play the game, or do
When
they
you
have to, or do they have to play it through Kickside?
you can play from anywhere you want, and if you're going to play on HTML5 now and never switch back to Flash, then you're not gonna need Flash player anymore because it's not gonna be used anymore.
But
So
if when you press on War Commander, you have that loading time. How will that work for players that are playing on Facebook? Because
You mean
they
for
start with
You mean to load up HTML5?
yeah.
it's just simply pressing a button and the interface will be just the same. You
Okay.
it's The game is like gonna be loading up the same, and it's only just you're gonna need to press a button to load in the HTML5 version.
Okay.
And if anyone has any difficulties with it, then you can tag any moderator or one of the game team in Discord or the forums, or you can tag us moderators or the community manager, and you can talk to them about your issue, and we'll help you out through it.
Yeah. I have another question, if you don't mind.
No, no, not at all.
I know that some players have played from their cell phones. Is that still possible?
It,
Puffing, through puffing.
Yeah, through puffing.
it is, but well, I'm not sure if HTML5 supports Puffin or not, but War Commanders does not. So anything you like, if you're playing from your phone, um, for example, if the game suddenly crashes on you and it stops working or that sort of stuff, the team will most likely not give it any thought because basically the game is not built to be supported on phones.
Yeah.
So these types of issues that you're gonna run into are basically because the platform is not supported. So I would advise you like you play it on your PC or laptop or whatever, but avoid playing it on your cell phone or tablet, just because it's not supported there.
Okay.
Can I ask you a quick other question, Adele, please?
Yep, sure.
Without going into like detail, is HTML5 going to be a lot securer for War Commander, if you know what I mean, for the future?
Uh,
In
I
other words,
mean,
in reference
I mean,
to hacks
Yeah,
and stuff.
I didn't want to say that, but yeah, basically.
I mean, it's Flash is more secure. Sorry, Flash is like like really vulnerable in terms of security. That isn't the case with HTML5, and I'll just keep it at that.
Nice, thank you.
Um, okay, so we'll move on to the launch post.
I cannot wait for this.
Yeah, I bet. Okay, so the official HTML5 launch thread. So now this goes for everyone. Before you report any bug, through a ticket, through Discord, through the forums, make sure you come through this post every day, every 24 hours, if you like to put it, and click this here, so you can see the list of current fixes and known issues that the game is aware of. And I know someone in particular on this panel has been asking for this for quite a while.
Oh, nice one. Oh, yes.
Okay, so welcome to the HTML5 beta launch. Commanders, whether you're here to learn more or find out how you can help build the future of War Commander, we want to start by offering a huge thank you for all your help and support thus far. The entire War Commander team is incredibly excited to see our work and investment support the long-term success of this game. The HTML5 beta launch goes live with the 10.38 update on Thursday, September 17th, which is today. About the soft launch, we know that there will still be plenty of kinks to iron out during the beta launch. That's to be expected. While participation isn't mandatory, the more commanders who join the HTML5 beta launch, the faster we will work through any issues that arise. By the time HTML5 beta launches in full, we will all experience greater stability and performance. It bears repeating, if you do decide to participate in the beta launch, thank you. We'll be helping to build the future of War Commander.
Now, I'm
Now
going
we
to say something and I'm going to see if you agree with me.
sure.
Didn't they say something, or okay, I could say, wasn't there a quote unquote rumor around saying that if you didn't like the HTML5 option at the moment because it may be quote unquote too buggy for the first couple of days, for instance, not saying it will be, but just in case it is, and they prefer to go back to the Flash, isn't there an option for them to go back to it in the meantime?
Yes, they can. Once you click on the enable HTML5 client, as you can see here, once it loads back again, it will say instead enable Flash client. So you can switch back between HTML5 and Flash at will, whenever you want.
Yeah, that's further down in the notes.
Yep. So as you can see here in the picture, to opt in to the HTML5 beta launch, all you have to do is click the enable HTML5 client button at the top of the game. You can also opt out at any time during the beta stage and return to using the Flash version easily by clicking the enable Flash player button at the top of the game. So as you can see, after you loaded up the Flash client, the HTML5 client, sorry, you can re-enable Flash client again if you don't wish to be on the HTML5 version for any reason. You'll have the same account, same base, same platoons, same ID, just a different technology running the game in your browser. Now to the reporting a bug section. Is there anything about the opting in, opting out part that anyone having an issue understanding?
What
Yes, let's
if?
get it on.
Huh?
No, side chat are fine with it, Adele. Thank you.
Okay,
A
you were
question
saying?
though. What if you're missing something that was there before the crossover?
Strongly advise you to take pictures or videos.
Look under your bed.
Yeah, but
You can submit a ticket. The Definitely, if you can. If you can't, you can talk to uh, the community manager, and they'll see what they can do to help you out.
I have a big another question, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Um, uh, the biggest concern for players at the moment, I think, is go to HTML5 is when you play it on the beta launch. If the games, for some reasons, do something funny in a base attack or something like that, and you get that amount of damage that you maybe get from the crash or something like that, what will happen? Can you send in a ticket and they will look at it, or they just look at it and try to fix it, and you have to live with the repair time?
Mm, I haven't heard anything about. Um, I mean, the ticket will. The customer agents can definitely compensate if they see it fit. I'm
Yeah.
not I'm not entirely sure how the like customer service works,
Mm.
but you can. I mean, I'm not sure how they're gonna handle it, but you can definitely send in a ticket if you experience any issue.
I know that that will be a big question for those that are on a balance between staying on the Flash player or going to the HTML5. I think many are scared of them
like
suddenly
scared of change.
scared of the change. Yeah. I can see on the side chat that they will not participate to HTML5 before it actually works um,
Well,
because of the repair time.
but Battle Pirates had what they were on Flash. I'm assuming for a very long time as well, and then when they switched it over to HTML5, I'm sure they had that same concern. But I think they're gaining more user players now instead of losing them.
I can understand why everyone is concerned over the the HTML5 being a beta and now wanting to participate. And it's really fine. I mean, it's really fine. Like as the beginning of the post said, it's not mandatory. Like you don't have to do it if you don't feel like investing some time into trying to see if there's any bugs, reporting it, and so on and so forth. So it's really up to you if you want to get in and try it out or not. But it's it has been up for quite a while for the devs, and we've seen how it works. It was roughly just as it is now on Flash, except it's smoother. There are nothing as crashes anymore because Flash is no longer a part of the game when you load in the HTML5 client. So um, like there is a lot better stability and performance wise. Like um, like for example, there's not gonna be any lags. Like you're not gonna see performance spikes during gameplay because of how limited Flash was in terms of using your CPU and your graphics processing card and so on and so forth. So
And you
overall,
probably
it's
less
more
likely to DC too, right? Sorry.
this disconnecting is un, is unlikely
Okay.
unless it's like a connection issue
I,
or
Or you stepped away.
I have a
yeah.
Ryan is asking, are they offering some logistics like they did when the coronavirus outbreak was at the highest? They offered some, I think it was some repair logistics, so people could play a little more at home. Will they have something like that for in the progress for those that are on HTML5?
Um, I haven't heard anything of such, but I can definitely bring it up
Thank you.
for the team when I can.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So now for how you're going to report a bug. If you notice a bug while participating in the HTML5 beta release, it is critical that you submit a ticket to War Commander support. Please be sure to include screenshots or a video, written steps as to how you encountered the bug so our team can easily reproduce the issue. Your user ID and your user IDs of any other players involved, your browser and what version number it is, the platform you are playing on. Now, this is as far as sending in a report through a ticket, because there is a new subcategory called HTML5. So you can report any HTML5 related bugs here through this subcategory when you open support. Now, for the frequently asked questions, what is a beta? Beta is a game industry term for any software still under development that is made available during its life cycle. Participants in the beta are there to test, examine, and report any problems. Beta testing allows developers and engineers to find problems and fix them prior to a full release. Do I have to start using HTML5 now? Participation in the HTML5 beta release is not mandatory, but we would love for you to participate. If you choose to participate, you can do so using the button on the left and above of the game. You can turn off HTML5 and resume playing on Flash at any time. When HTML5 officially launches, following the beta release, Flash will no longer be available. What platforms will support the beta launch? The beta test will be available on all platforms. So you can play from Facebook, you can play from all browsers, even on your phones and tablets. But as I stated, it's not the game isn't supported there. So
So if you
play
get
it,
a
play at
crash,
your own risk, basically.
yeah,
This may
okay.
open the door for Chromebooks for those that want.
Adele, could I maybe ask a question, please?
Sure.
Which is, it's affected a lot of players, and we hear a lot of complaints about it. Now that the game is actually porting to HTML5, is there going to be actually more employees from Kixeye working on the bugs? Because it's quite a lot of players, they find a lot of bugs and they don't see. It looks as though there's nothing been done about it, and it's quite frustrating for a lot of players.
It's not that the team isn't doing anything about them. It's that the team is more concerned about making the port right than making the current the current dying version of War Commander stable.
Yes.
So now that the HTML5 is out, and if it's in beta stage, of course, but now that the port is partially about almost complete, actually, so the priority is now more shifted towards bug fixing now. So you can expect the following release notes to have more bug fixes than previously, and you have also the list of known issues at the top of this thread, so you can look into what the team is aware of and what they are currently working on fixing and what is fixed and ready to ship into the next release when it happens.
When it goes, yeah.
So it's not that the team isn't bothering to look into it. It's just the port is a much higher priority now.
Yeah.
Because if they devote their time to fixing the bugs now, then it's like letting the game die for the more theoretically.
Well, if they don't port it over, the game would die. Yes.
Yep.
Completely understand that. Thank you very much for your answer. I appreciate that.
Yep. No worries.
Thank you.
When is HTML5 officially launching? We will have a better idea of this as HTML5 beta progresses. But our goal is to make HTML5 ready and available for full use before the end of 2020. Have the system requirements changed? No, system requirements remain the same, although we strongly recommend using Google Chrome. The beta has also only been tested on Chrome, Firefox, Edge, and Safari, so any other browsers could see unintended instability. Additionally, you will experience better performance in the game if your computer operating system and browser version are up to date. You can
So,
find more info about system requirements for War Commander here.
so basically, if you can run Netflix fine, you're fine.
I guess
I can see on the side chat people are asking if you need a stronger computer to run it, or will it still work on Windows XP and things like that?
No, not as far as I know. Like
No.
it's gonna run the same way as that is running now, if not better, because now your graphics processing unit is gonna be in effect, unlike Flash when it's not even in effect. So you should see better performance and better stability, less loading time. Like you should be loaded into the game in like 10 seconds, if not less, if you have a really good computer, not really high up, but like
Mine is 8 years
close up.
old. Mine is 8 years old. There's a lot of games I already played that's already on HTML5, and it runs fine. So if my potato computer can run it just fine, and run a show just fine, it'd be alright.
Yeah. Where should I go to discuss the HTML5 beta launch? Our forums in Discord. Discuss the HTML5 beta launch below this thread, or join our Discord HTML5 discussion channel. Thank you for playing War Commander and for being part of this exciting new chapter. And that's it for HTML5 related uh, posts.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you very much for that, Adele. And there are
you,
no
That was very helpful.
yeah,
Tom.
and there's no other questions on side chat, my friend.
We
Thank
can
you very much.
we can just ask the side chat. Is there any more questions that you want to
Well,
address to
what
Adele?
I'm thinking is, Adele, do you want to explain how, if any changes will be implemented as far as gameplay as per attacking? I know the major concern over time was the 69ers, the multiple attacks and stuff like that. Is any of that going to change?
uh,
Or is that too much to give out right now as a quote answer? I don't know what's too much at the moment.
well, that would be considered teasing if I said anything, but who knows what the future holds?
Well, see, Drake likes to tease now. Come on.
Well, all I'm gonna say that like the design team that designs all these new features and these new units, these new turrets, all of that stuff, they can like once the team is back into once they are back into focusing on content, then everyone who said that there's not enough content for me to play is gonna eat his words or her words. All I'm saying now. There's like a ton of stuff in the pipeline, but because the priority now is fixing the port now that it's up and running, so bug reports are remain like bug fixing is a higher priority than content right now. So all you're gonna see so far is the regular monthly content, like a new unit in the event, a new mercenary every capstone event for the time being, a new unique, a new defensive unique, all that stuff. A CC update, however, is has like a higher scope, and if they try to just simply add more levels to the buildings, then it's gonna be like a crappy CC update, which we have never seen any crappy CC update before. So
Would
they
it be,
they don't want to make it a first. So for the time being, once they put bug fixing, once they have a solid foundation that is stable and less buggy than what we have now, it should be back to content focused.
would it be fair to say that if people opt into the HTML5, the beta server, and actually report the bugs, that the team would get through it a bit quicker?
Yes, I'm sure about that.
Well, I have a question real
Sure.
quick. Is there a difference from, okay, Flash, we know when there's a maintenance required, we have to take the game down. Is it going to be a live push for maintenance on HTML, or are we still going to be taking the game down?
I believe it's still going to require to take the game down.
Okay.
You were saying Disco because I didn't quite get it. Your question.
Well, I was just saying, would it be fair to say that some people say they're going to stay in Flash Player for the moment, but would it be fair that if people opt into the beta server, that the team will get through and sorry, I'll go back a bit. And if they report the bugs, then the team will get through and iron out all the issues a lot quicker with people opting into beta.
I mean, they'll definitely, like, if you report a bug through a ticket, then the ticket is sent to QA for reproducing and making sure that the bug is actually there, and or if there is any other side effects that the player might not have seen, then they make a ticket for the engineering team to look at, and they start fixing it, and so on and so forth. So yes, it's gonna be looked into and be acted on more actively than previously, just because it's the priority is now bug fixing over content and the other stuff alongside the port. So yes, in relatively speaking, yes, the bug reports will be fixed a lot quicker and in a more timely manner than before, now that the port is out.
Yep. Thank
So
you.
yeah.
Thank you. And there's just one question on side panel here from Boomboy. He's
Yep.
wondering, I don't know whether you can talk about this just now or not, whether the layout of the events, etc., will be changed in the near future rather than people just hitting the one base all the time. I don't know if you can talk about that at the moment.
I
If not, we can just leave it as an open question. There's no pressure to answer that.
I've like the team have discussed a couple quality of life changes that will help the players enjoy the event, like have a bit more smoother event and more stable and less like annoying. Like for, well, there aren't any features that I can say, but as far as changing how the structure is, no. And I'll just add my little bit of opinion here.
Sure, sir.
I saw I know everyone is asking for, they need variety in the bases, and I can understand where people are coming from, but that is really not going to fix anything, because if you have two versions of the 5 base and one of them is easier than the other design wise, then you're definitely going to end up with the same area where you're going to hit this one because it's easier than the other one, and you're not going to bother with the other one because it's harder. So we're back to the same issue. So adding different layouts for the challenge 5 base is not going to fix anything.
It was a little bit like kind of more variety. People looking for maybe even base defense coming back in, just something just a little bit different, like what we used to have.
The team definitely keeps an eye on Discord. Like, just because the team doesn't talk there as much as anyone can remember Storm, Chaser, or Braden are, it doesn't mean they aren't looking, and it definitely doesn't mean that we as moderators aren't forwarding ideas to the team when we see one being posted up, or the community manager himself sees an idea and thinks it's great, and he pulls it up and brings it to the team and says, well, what about this? What if we can do this and that? And the structure is like it's still like 5 months old or something.
Yeah, it's still new.
Like it's not even a year old yet.
Yeah.
So, and the team has been going back and forth between small changes like changing the payout of Prestige XP. It was first 25, then it was brought down to 20. Before it was even lower, it was 10. And now we have all the bases paying out Prestige XP. So they're still going back and forth between a couple of things here and there. So it's definitely up for changes
Yep.
if they see it necessary.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
Thank you very much for that, and sorry to put you on the spot.
no, it's all right. I'm always on the spot.
Yeah, but thank you again, Adele.
Yep, no worries. Okay, now we move to a bit more exciting stuff. We have Showdown 4 coming up.
Can I get the unit tonight?
Um,
I want it so bad.
no.
Oh well, that's that dealt with.
At least he was nice
okay.
about it. You didn't have to send in a ticket for that question being answered.
Okay, so Heroes Assemble 4 starts September 18th at 10 a.m. PDT and ends September 21st at 10 a.m. PDT. We already read the description. Event XP is used in the Showdown store. Earn XP to unlock heroes, their hero token, their training tokens, and their tech. All 4 versions of faction heroes, their tokens, and their tech will be available. So starting from the first 3, which are Oren, Ardra, and Roland, up to currently our newest addition, which is Matt. How does it work? Create platoons of 4 heroes only, including single-use heroes and special forces heroes. You can deploy air heroes as well as retreat them from battle. You can win each target by holding out against waves of enemies, earning more XP with each completed wave, or by destroying all buildings in the base, which will award all XP for the target. The more cycles of Showdown you complete, the more of a stacked XP combo bonus you'll receive for your next playthrough. Be quick though, the bonus won't last long. Base 1, 2, and 3 are essentially the same. Wave 1 is 20k XP, then 40k XP for Wave 2, and Wave 3 is 60k XP. Base 4 is 140k XP for all waves. And then once you beat the whole 4 bases, you get 420k XP bonus. And this bonus right here is also affected by the combo bonus that you have. So try to keep the bonus up as long as you can to get a lot of XP out of it. You can also use the XP bonuses boost that you can buy with gold in the gold store. The 50% one is, I'll advise that you don't, because it's still not fixed and it will suddenly go off on you. You can definitely submit a ticket if you want, and the customer support might refund it to you. I'm not sure if it is guaranteed, but they might.
Well, this last event that we had, the monthly event, it was working. The 200% wasn't working right.
No,
are you referring to it going off on you or not awarding correctly?
Not awarding correctly. Me and Chad, we sat and calculated how much we should get.
Okay.
Yeah, the 50% stayed on. That worked fine.
What I was referring to is that the 50% XP bonus sometimes will suddenly disappear or expire, is what I meant. Not the issue where it's not awarding correctly.
Yeah, see, it didn't happen. At least not to me. I don't know about anybody else.
I've seen it happening, and we have a rough idea of why it's happening, and we forwarded it to QA, and they definitely looking into it. And I also reported it in a spreadsheet for the engineers. But as far as the 200% bonus XP, I've also reported it because I'm not exactly sure if it's intended or not. Because I'll explain it this way. If you look at either the Executioner or the Kraken Silver Tech, you're gonna see that it says 160% bonus damage up close. It's not actually 160%, it's 60% bonus damage. That 100% is the base damage that these uniques do. So what the boost here might be referring to is that the 100% is the base XP that you're gonna get, and the 100% extra is the bonus XP that you're gonna receive.
No,
It
that's not
sounds
proper.
it doesn't make sense. I know, and it's
It's
been
not proper math.
yeah, I know, and I've been struggling about it when I saw the Kraken tech, and I was like, that doesn't make sense. Why it's 160%, but I'm not seeing it, but it's not feeling like 160%. So yeah, I've been through there, and I've looked into it with a couple other players and the devs, and they've explained it to me how it works.
Yeah, because the other times I've used the 200%, you get what you're supposed to get. This last event, you didn't.
Yeah, and I understand that. So I forwarded to the engineers. I put it in the spreadsheet, and last time I looked at it, it's still unverified, and they didn't look into it yet, but they'll look into it soon. So once I have a proper answer, I will get back to you on whether this is the way it is or whether it's not, and I'll make sure to bring it up that they should update the description on it to be a bit more clear.
There's also
So, yeah.
one other thing, Adele.
Sure.
The clan bonuses that we activate using our war supplies, they're running out way before the 12 hours is up. Sometimes it's 5 hours and they're going off.
Yeah, we've seen that also, and I've like my own alliance had that issue too, and I've looked into others from different alliances, and I've pieced together what might be the issue here, and I've forwarded to the QA and engineering team, and
Brilliant.
they'll look into it too.
Great, thank you very much.
Yep, no worries. So, we're moving on to our new addition, which is Matt. So, faction Corpus, type light vehicle, weapon AA cannon, damage type burst, size is 267, goes down to 200 after if you have the maxed war factory. Health at level 1 is 31 million. Health at max level 5, 35 million. DPS at level 1 is 3,333k and 333. DPS at max level is 6 million. Max speed is 5. Max range at level 1 is 550. Max range at level 5 is 590. Talent at level 1, Matt gains a machine gun that could attack ground units, sustain damage. Talent at level 5, Matt gains 50 range, which puts him up at 640, which is 786 against air, if I'm correct in my math, because all units that can shoot air gets 20% extra range. And this is our Hades hero.
I want it tonight. And the tech is superb.
And yellow, that's not a vehicle with your name on it. It's another person.
That is, it's going to make base attacks a lot harder, and they're hard enough as it is. But that is superb. It even looks good.
Now, I want to explain two things here. Three, sorry. First of all, it's a light vehicle, so it's immune to shock. Now, it's a hero, so I'm not sure exactly if it's also immune to scramble, because light vehicles are not immune to scramble, but this one might be, because Nick isn't. So, but it is guaranteed that it's immune to shock, so you can't shock it.
Yeah.
Now, in the stats here, you can see it's at level 5, it's 590, and the town says 50 extra range. So both are independent, so the stat is actually at level 5 is 590, but because at level 5 it has an extra range, so you're gonna see more than an extra 10 range on it when you level it up to 5. So you're gonna see 60 extra range when you upgrade it to level 5 instead of 10, and then seeing the 50 range added on. The third thing is that His level 1 talent makes him basically the same position as Ares. It is the second unit that can shoot at everything: vehicles, infantry, air units, and high altitude aircraft. So it can shoot air and high altitude with its AA cannon, and it can shoot at any ground units with its machine gun. So basically, it can shoot at everything regardless of its class. So it is much more versatile than Nick if you choose to put it in your base, and it is a great asset to your platoon if you choose to use it in base attacks.
This is gonna be a beast.
Oh, I think so as well, Banzai. I really do.
Question is, can it shoot on the move? No.
No, it can't. Same thing as Hades. It can't. It needs to stop before shooting.
What we actually need is some tech that can scramble the screamer, so that we can actually get back to PvP again, because it's really, really difficult attacking bases.
I've pitched the idea of screamer countermeasures, and the the team the team doesn't have any immediate plans, but who knows what they might come up with in the future.
Yeah, make sure they call it the Moaner.
Doubt that will happen, but we'll see. So, this is Matt over here. With a proven ability to perfect existing corpus tech, Matt has modified his Hades with a machine gun in addition to his AA cannon, allowing him to target both ground and high altitude units. So basically the same case as Ares.
What's,
So we
the,
have
deal- what's the deal with all these bald-headed guys? I'm getting offended by that.
Oh, crap.
They look handsome, don't they?
It is the testosterone.
No,
I'm gonna have to
No.
buy it a wig.
no. See, you use less shampoo whenever you have a bald head, so just use it for the beard.
Holy shit! That he's gonna be a beast.
We'll see in due time.
But how many people are already going to have it as soon as we get back on the game?
None, because Showdown starts at tomorrow at 10 a.m. PBT. So
So tomorrow, a half hour after the game starts, 50,000 people are going to have this unit because they hacked it or cheated it or whatever you guys got to do get this thing.
Well, give HTML5 a chance. You never know.
okay. Anyway, now we have his text. Coronian high explosive rounds increases damage to buildings by 50% and increases damage to all by 25%. Slot loader costs 750k XP. Polymoses reactive armor reduces damage taken from air by 30% and reduces damage from turrets by 30%. Slot armor 750k XP. Matt heroic training increases damage to all by 25% and damage taken is capped at a percentage of equipped units max health. So basically it's an adaptive armor. Same like Corpus's trait, which limits damage taken per projectile to a certain amount. And the prize store, roughly the same as was previously. Matt is at 1,500,000 XP for the unit and 1 million for the token. Alan is 1,500,000 XP for the unit and 1 million for the token. Ardra, Oren, Roland, Sunder, Nix, Matt, Max, Polly, Burnside, Skip, Jack, Santiago, and all downway to Neil are all 750k. Then their tokens vary. Malcolm, Andrew, all the way down to Nick are 1 million for the unit and 450k for the token, except Leonard is 300k for the token. Dylan, Dennis, Luke, Mikey, Braden, and Laura are 1,500,000 XP for the unit and 750k XP for the token, except Laura 500k. There are no renowned levels this showdown, so nope. There are no heroes that you can get 10 this time, and the hero tech varies in price depending on the hero itself.
God damn it.
Any thoughts before we move on to the next thing?
No, the prices are okay, pretty much the same as last time, so
I
all good.
I don't understand why Luke and Dylan is not actually those units that are going to level 10, at least.
I mean, it
No
really
leadership.
comes down. I mean, recently we have a content drought just because of the port, so it's probably related to that.
Hmm.
Any other thoughts, questions, or something? Now, I know the prices might look a lot compared to what you're getting from the bases, but once you get the bonus XP combos up, they are 5 combos. You can get up to 5, and you can basically max out at 250% XP bonus. And I mean 250% XP bonus, not the one you're seeing from the hold up bonus, XP bonus 200%. Like it's legitimately at 250% bonus XP. And the final payout, which is 420, is also affected by the bonus. So if you can get it up to 5 bonuses, you're going to be racking up XP like no tomorrow.
Hmm.
So we'll
Nice.
move. Yep, indeed it is. We'll move on to the
You break it
Gear
up
Store
again.
update. This time featuring. Sorry?
I think whoever was talking last kind of broke up a little bit, but probably just on this end.
Okay. So we have the Gear Store, we have the Aggressor 650k medals, explosive plating and hard ballistic plating at 150k medals. Modified barrel and all terrain boots are 300k medals. Environment training and big game training at 550k medals. And Bishop's Fervor Aura at 120k medals for anyone that wants to grab it. And it's pretty straightforward Gear Store update. Now we move to the last but not least. We have the Harbinger Spotlight. And I'm gonna say I'm excited. I'm looking forward to seeing that thing in action. And before anyone asks, no, you're not gonna one shot it with Ares or Nick, because the boss is
But
because
we
the
don't worry
boss
about
is
that because
not
those bases were easy.
okay. I know the base was easy, but unlike the previous bosses, the boss didn't have any safeguards. So, for example, if you used Mikey on the Ares boss, it was one-shotting it.
Mm-hmm.
So, so it didn't have any safeguards against Mikey to make it look like a boss or a boss battle. So, what I'm saying here is that your Harbinger is gonna be much tougher and more damaging than the Harbinger you saw at the boss base,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be really cool.
I hope so because I was about to put that thing in the
I
armory as
can
soon as I build
say
it.
You can't put that in armory because air units can't go into armory. Joke's on you.
That'll be mine to elite first aid then.
I actually saw the stats on compared the Harbinger and Harold and Shepard, and actually the Harbinger is twice as fast as the
As the Herald and Shepherd. Yeah.
yeah, and little s- it has a bigger range than the Shepard. This has 600 range,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
the DPS is little lower than the Shepherd, and the same as the HP health on it. But I think this is gonna be a deadly one, no matter
Well,
what people say, because faster, longer range, and nearly the same DPS as the Shepherd. That can only be good.
we'll see in due time. So, uh, faction is Sentinels, type high altitude air. Weapon is an orbital laser. Damage type is energy. For anyone that doesn't understand what energy is, it is a new damage type. What it basically is, it's the same damage type as plasma. Is that it's just that it won't grow up in damage as it travels. So, for example, unlike the harpies, the damage of the projectile will scale up as it goes forward, but it is really low at the beginning. But with energy damage type, it is the same power regardless of the distance. And it bypasses a lot of the resistances and the armor that the units might have. So essentially, what it's like, it's almost like saying what the damage is showing here, it's what it's going to deal, except in a couple situations here and there. So size is 750. Health at level 1 is 110 million. At level 20, it goes up to 193 million and 600k. DPS at level 1 is 199k and 005. DPS at level 20 skyrockets up to 2 million and 89k and 552. Now, just to clarify, the damage is similar to how the laser tank shoots. It's over time. So if the unit is caught in the splash radius of the Harbinger for too long, it will receive the full potential damage that it can deal. But if it leaves the splash radius early, then it's not going to receive the full potential damage from the Harbinger. So just putting it out there. Max speed is 2. Max range is 600. Description: true to its name, the Harbinger brings a message of destruction from the machine god. Linked to an old world laser satellite, it calls down a barrage from the skies, leaving only a crater where the unfaithful once stood. The Harbinger will be available Friday, the 18th of September, after earning 8 parts from the current Shadow Ops cycle. And that's basically it.
Okay, I got a question for you guys. I don't typically play with my effects on. So with this new unit, if you guys play with your effects on, do you see what the blast radius damage looks like? Because I know with my graphics off, I know as soon as I move it away from that, I get no damage to the unit.
It basically fires the same as what the old Crusader did. It has to charge up, and then it fires the orbital laser from the sky.
It's not exactly as the Crusader. It's like this. The Harbinger is more like a spotter type unit. So it like marks an area for the orbital strike from the satellite that it's mentioning here, and the satellites then range the laser blast.
Yeah. At the moment, it looks as though it could be used in PvE. It's certainly not PvP.
Well, I don't know. Can you be able to designate where where it directly targets?
It's gonna be looks like it's gonna be like the Herald. That's it. It's right below it.
And no, it has 600 range, so it can mark things from a distance and rain down a blast radius from afar, from 600 range. So it's not like the Herald where it needs to be right on top of its target to shoot. It will shoot from a distance.
So basically, it's a high altitude orbital hammer.
Yeah, but level 2 in PvP, if you put it into a base with 2 speed, and you've got a screamer, it's going to be there all day. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah, because it's.
I mean, screamer is definitely the screamer definitely can slow it down, but if it's slow and it's walking with your heavy, and it's assisting it as it moving forward, then I doubt the screamer can help you much here. If it can protect your heavy as it's moving, if you deploy it with your heavy, then
I'm not having a go at the unit because we don't even have it yet, and there's tech to come out for it, etc. So it will be interesting. I'm looking forward to actually building it and giving it a go.
We'll see what happens in due time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And after all, we don't know how the Omega will receive its bonuses. Like, for example, Ares at Omega has an extra clip size on his machine gun, and his reload is down by half a second. So it's like from 2.5 seconds to 2 seconds. So all the recent uniques do get these small boosts once you promote them to Elite and Omega. So we'll see what happens with these ones.
Yeah, absolutely, Adele. I totally agree, 100%. Thank you for that.
The
Sure.
beer time say the max speed is it's way too low, but it is still twice as fast as the other high altitude uniques we have.
I mean, even with the Scream attack, it's down to 0.4. So while it's still pretty low, it's still faster when compared to the Shepherd under the effect of the Screamer.
Yeah.
So yeah. And it has 600 range, so it can reach buildings and units pretty easily. And if you get caught in it, then it's pretty much game over.
Yeah.
For the most part.
9 hours of repair.
Well, if you play your cards right, you're not going to get as much. Just saying.
Yeah, let's see what happens. I'm looking forward to that unit too.
So, anything
But
else?
I do want Matt tonight.
What?
No.
I want the Hades unit tonight.
So what do you want to do? You want Kickstarter to put out for 30 gold, or $30, you can get that thing right now.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll buy it tonight.
Well, we'll see what happens. No promises, though.
Yeah.
So, anything on the side chat? Anything else about the port?
They're talking about the Shepherd. It's rubbish now, and it's suiciding. You have to remember that the Harbinger has a range of 600, and I think that the Shepherd has a range of 500 or something like that.
475 once it's Omega. It gets an additional 225 range from 450 to 475. So it has 125 range advantage over the Shepherd.
Yeah.
What Knight's Media was wondering is about the Harbinger. He's wondering about the turning speed and then its arc. Is it going to be something like the Ogre? He's wondering what the kind of turning speed is like in the unit.
I'm not seeing why it would have something similar to the Ogre.
Yeah, he's just wondering what kind of turning speed. Is it slow turning or does it go pretty quickly?
I mean, it should be relatively close to the boss, like in terms of turning, but our versions are always like our version is definitely not the same as the boss one. For once, it's not gonna get one shot out of the sky, and second, if you get caught in its blast, then you're gonna take some damage from it.
Right. Okay. I
So
hope that helps Knight's Media.
So it's yet to be seen. I mean, I think once the game isn't up yet, isn't it?
Not yet, no.
Okay, so once the game is up, you can open up the GoGo bar since the stats are finalized and all that.
Right.
And you will be able to see it in action if you play it from the GoGo bar. So you can see how fast it turns, how durable it is.
Knight's Media is actually wondering, does it turn on the spot or does it move in an arc? Does it kind of like semicircle around the unit or does it just automatically turn like the Herald does?
I believe in the boss bases it turns on the dime.
Right. So Knights, I think it just turns when you move it around. It just turns round.
It pivots.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the player version, so I can't say.
Okay. I hope that helps just now, Knights. And as Adele said, believe you'll be able to mess about with it in the GoGo bar.
Yep. And same thing with that. You can get your own map in a GoGo bar, but it will only last for one battle. So it's a single.
We've got our own map in Hangout.
Yeah.
Well, plus you can also do a swap on that and then be the new unit itself and go around your base and see how you like it.
Dooms, and I'm the real deal, bruv.
Oh, we have been on for 84 minutes now. It is a long downtime today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you, Adele, for helping us out with this today. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
But we have been through it all. We can just move to the shoutouts then. We'll start with chat.
Hold on, I got a special shout out here.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
All right, somebody needs to give me a Munchkin voice though. No, all right,
Wow.
never mind.
Hey,
Sorry, lady.
hey, Yellow.
This one is from, now I quote, from Mini Midget. Thanks to Bonsai and all for doing the show. This show and the game some days is what keeps me going. To Chewbacca ass, Kumquat and Disco for always for always checking in on me. I don't know where I'd be without all my War Commander friends.
Was that Chad's
Sincerely.
ass talking again?
Sincerely, Lady of War.
Oh, well, she's sweet.
Thank you, Lady of War. That was very sweet. Thank you.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
You can come back to me after. Now I got to rethink mine.
Well, Disco, can you give your shoutouts?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks to everybody in the panel, Banzai and Ghost for putting the show on. And can I say a massive, huge 100% thank you to Adele for joining our show. It's been an absolute privilege. Thank you very much. To everybody on chat, on side chat just now and later, thank you all very much. Without you guys, there is no show.
Oh.
So thank you all and a very good night.
Hi, Zaisi.
Yee. Shout out to you and Brandy for putting on the show. Shout out to my fellow panelists. A sincere apology to Disco for interrupting his question earlier. I was distracted by my daughter and suddenly had a question, and then I didn't realize. I thought you were making a statement, not a question. So I apologize for interrupting you at that point.
I never even noticed, Jeff. Don't worry about it.
Well, I didn't notice either until Adele went back to your question that I interrupted. So I want to apologize for that. Shout out to everybody who showed up on the side panel or on the side chat, and see you next week. Like and subscribe.
Thank you. Hi, Zaisi. Then we have Jeffrey.
First shout out goes to Adele. Thanks for coming on to the show. Second shout out goes to Ghost Rider and Bonsai. Fourth shout out goes to myself, just because it's me.
That was the very, very good shout out you did there.
Thanks everybody on the panel. Chad, leave Lady of War alone in 123.
What? Oh my God.
Do you want me to hit his base? Hey, do you want me to hit his base again for you? I can.
All right. And thanks for everybody on the side chat. Have a good day, and just be patient with this HTM. It'll come together. It's like the saying goes, patience is a virtue.
Yep.
Yes.
It definitely is.
Yep. Oh, then we have Doomsday.
Yeah, nice and quick. Just echoing what everyone else has said, really. Big shout out to Adele coming on. Nice to have you back on the shows, mate. And all your knowledge. Big shout out to Brandy and Bonsai for doing the shows. All the panelists who come along. And everyone on YouTube who comes along as well and watches us. Thank you for your support. That's it.
Thank you, Doomsday. Then we have Yellow.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Right, have we started the show yet? We're sitting there waiting for the show to start. Nah. Shout out to Kixeye for finally getting around to HMTL5. Kixeye, sort the gold out, please. What's going on? I didn't even notice. You know, you got like you unique units are what was it 5 days and they're something like 200 gold. Is that am I right? Your elites, didn't they? Sorry, yeah, your elite unique units. 5 day upgrade, 200 gold. I clicked on to upgrade a what's name this morning, a Merc. 5 days, 5 hours and 6 minutes, 50 gold. I mean, it's ridiculous. That's chalk and cheese. We're buying
Now they're going
time.
to fix that.
Kickstarter, no, we're buying time. Yeah, time, not units. That's what you think. We're buying time. Our biggest commodity in this game is time. You need to address the uniform of what gold costs. Anyway, shout out to fellow panelists. Shout out to people who support us in the pages and on YouTube, and that's it.
Thank you, Yellow. And then we have Adele.
Well, shout out to Bonsai and Ghost Rider for putting on the show. Thanks for putting on such an amazing show, and thanks for other panelists for being here and in like giving their thoughts and asking questions and providing feedback for maybe the team is watching and taking notes and marking things for future releases. Who knows? And I would like to give a special shout out to the QA and engineering team for the amount of effort that they put on the sport to make it a reality today, because they have put like more than 12 hours a day over the past few months just to get this thing up and running and as smooth and stable as possible. And they had families, they had friends, they had a lot of responsibilities aside from their jobs, and they took the time to make it a higher priority just for that. So I'll really big shout out to all of them. Thanks for all their effort they have done so far, and looking forward to what they have in the future for us.
Yeah.
Well said, Adele.
They are working from home. Is that correct?
I believe so.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of that is a big achievement if that is the case. Because it is harder when you work from home to do the things like that. They have probably not the same resources at home like they have at work. So, big achievement. Thank you, Adele. Ghost Rider.
Thank you, Adele, for coming on and helping to explain it further and in more detail. And hopefully they'll allow you to be on more often, because you do give a lot of great info, and I really do appreciate that. So thank you for coming on.
Well,
and thanks for Bonsai for making those awesome videos on the side. I do go through them once in a while. They do learn a few things in addition to what we show each other. Thank you to the panelists for coming on today, and thank you for tuning in on the side chat. Feel free to like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you. Did I forget anybody?
I think we're supposed to go back to chat. I think we're supposed to
yourself.
Oh, yeah.
No, I got to do mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, chat.
All right. Shout out to all you guys for putting on the show. Adele for coming on and reading all that stuff for us. I'm going to give a special shout out to all my Oompa Loompas. You now have the day off tomorrow because of Lady of War.
No comment. I'll flat your base later.
I'll sing the Oompa Loompa song if you want.
We always say that, it's just a game, it's not personal. But
so you see the repairs.
Yeah. For me, I've made some really close friends that actually I consider family. So, and if it wasn't for them, it's got me through some tough times. And I appreciate it.
We're always here for you, buddy.
Everybody on here.
Moment.
Everybody on here is here for you, Chad. Everybody
yeah,
with you.
I know.
Chad who?
Hey.
Well, if you read World Chat, it's never Chad. It's always something else.
Chewbacca?
No, usually chat or.
Oh, we love it, Chad.
Stepped in it there.
Yeah. Well, my shout out goes to you, Adele. Thank you for helping me reading this notes, and thank you for sharing your knowledge with us. If it had been me, we will probably gone through the holdout show too. That is coming. Showdown, sorry. Um, a big thanks to you, Adele. I really appreciate it for you to join us today. And big shout out to Kickside too. This is what we all have been waiting for, and I know I have heard that they are working from home. Most of those guys that are on it, and they have done it. So I cannot say that I'm really looking forward to this one. And I want to give a big shout out to you guys on the panel. I'd love to be with you, even on Hangout when we just doing some bases or just talk about the units. Big shout out to you guys. And those that are on the side chat, big shout out to you guys. Thank you for joining in and looking at our show. And
Oh, geez.
What?
like
Drake
and-
just put an announcement up. The game will be coming back up shortly, but the HTML5 beta will not be live just yet. Some final elements are still being put into place first before we enable it. Luckily, it should not require an additional downtime to turn it on. We will announce it officially live
Okay.
I
So
knew I
who,
should have took this
when
bet.
it's officially live.
who jinxed it? Come on, raise your hand.
I
knew
didn't
I should have
click
took
any.
the bet.
It can only be one person. It was tricky.
I went logging on to forums and on forums and putting this first bug in. It's not even live.
Yeah, we know you're not, Cracker. Big shout out to you guys on the side chat. All of and for those that are coming in and tuning in on us later, please like and subscribe. And thank you for joining in. That is all from us. Have a nice day. Oh, my wife, I have to give a big shout out to my wife.
I'm about to say.
I love my wife. Yes.
I'm about to say you're gonna get.
The neighbor's wife has been ignored for how long?
I'm about to say you're gonna get Scott's frying pan if you ignore that.
I love you too, Bonza.
Ooh. So,
See you all.
So speaking of going into HTML5, we're gonna play this just one time, and then we're gonna go back to our normal ending after this show. But this is gonna be like a throwback Thursday, I think. And so we're gonna go back with their original version of what do you call it? Their Kickside interview, which some of you have seen and some of you have not. Mind you, this was 2012 when they put this out, not now, but it is still to this day very funny, and I think it's a great way to kick off HTML5. Of course, after this, we will definitely be going back to the regular ending. So I hope you enjoy it, and we'll see y'all next time.
See y'all.
Catch you later.
See you later.
Too
So,
much.
you got a lot of experience making games, huh? You want to come make games for me? Here's a game for you. Which hand do I have your balls in? Trick question. One in each.
Hey, where's my yoo-hoo? The pink kind, not that brown bullshit.
Games? Did you know I was a Huckle Buckle Beanstalk champion? hot buttered beans! I'd yell and all the kids would come running and Sammy Glickman's pants would fall down.
So as you can clearly see, our target gaming consumer sweet spot is here, where your basic early adopting waitlister meets your hardcore leisure gaming power sampler with a knee-jerk social dabbling bias. Clear?
Listen up, Milton fucking Bradley. You don't come here to make the kind of games you'd play. You come here to make the kind of games she'd play.
This device will determine what game you'll be working on for the next 2 years. Good luck.
Sammy used to love his joystick. He loved to play games with it.
See, our games are so delightfully adorable that they tickle Missy here till she pees her big girl underpants.
Oh look, Zombie Castle Rescue. Hardcore.
You work here and you take that passion and degree and you shove it up a plush pony's ass till it blossoms into a fuzzy rainbow-colored turd. Wait, that's a goddamn adorable idea for a game. What the fuck do I need you for?
We're platform agnostic. Our games live on browser, social, mobile, Android, iOS, VCRs.
I think I took the boner one by mistake.
We don't imitate other games, we imagination-itate them, bitch.
Two-way pagers, 8-tracks, boomboxes.
Hello.
Hardcore.
What is best in life? Is it to crush your enemies, to see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women? Well, that's a pretty good start. But at Kixeye, we want more than that. We want to make games for gamers by gamers. Because 40 years from now, when you're bouncing your grandkids on your knee and they ask, "Grandpa, what kind of games did you used to make?" you can say, "Little ones, I made games that kick serious ass. Mind-blowing games that left virtual farmers crapping their virtual pants in fear. And when your grandkids finally stopped crying, they'd understand what you were saying to them. That you worked at Kixeye. That you redefined online gaming. Imitated no one, compromised nothing, and had a fucking blast doing it. So come, be a part of the best damn gaming company on the planet."
Your only regret will be the time you spent thinking of going anywhere else.